Sorry about that, everybody. Seems like my internet decided to take a vacation briefly. That was a poor choice on my part to let you be a brawny paladin. That seems foolish somehow. Just kidding. All right, so let's do this. We're going to advance the day, and you're going to spend the evening here in Ahoy Hoy. So if there's any interactions that anybody wants to do with any of the turtles, Quilgok, Mudgraw, or just other random turtles, I'm happy to do that.
I'd like to go down to the beach and take a nap, like actually on the part where the wave comes up, so I'm like getting hit by the waves every time.
Yeah, absolutely. It's lovely out there for that. Like it's a great temperature. It's perfect. I mean, you could not ask for a better time to be at the beach. I think right now. Anyone else? Is there anything anybody else would want to do for the evening?
No, I think I'm good. Oh wait, actually, I would take some time after we ate to sort of wander around the outskirts and probably further of the village, looking for herbs. I probably would have asked Galia to come with me.
Okay.
If she wanted.
she would. Yeah, she'd help
Okay.
him out.
All right, go ahead and do your roll for that then.
Sweet.
Sky will probably stretch out and take a nap near one of those fires.
Mm-hmm. What would Red be doing?
Well, I'm trying to think of what you've been told already about the temple, but is there anybody around that knows stuff about the temple?
So here's kind of the thing with the temple. It's called Dengwaru, or the Typhoon Palace, and this place, it's been here for a very long time. It's been here nearly a century, and so there's a lot of lore around it, kind of like that they talk about. But the big thing is that only the oldest of turtles, and the way Turtle Society goes, they live into their 60s basically, so they're not a long-lived people. So something a century ago, there's very few, nobody would have been alive when it happened. So they're a couple generations removed from it. So like the oldest turtles, who are now the ones who are in the hatchery, right? Because the way that Turtle Society is turtles actually mate when they get old and lay their eggs then, and then they guard the eggs until they hatch, and then they share their life experience with the offsprings, and then go off and die somewhere, while the newborn become orphans and join society. So some of these like old turtles who are in the hatchery might know a little bit of this, but basically up until this place was inhabited, but the last people who were there died about 50 years ago. So it's been empty for basically a whole lifetime of turtles, right? And it was originally created according to what like their parents told them, that there was a shipwreck that crashed near Highhorn, which is the very tip of the island. See, oh man, why is that breaking? Just ungroup that. We'll send that to the token layer. For some reason that broke as soon as I touched it.
Everything he touches dies.
Pretty much, that's what it would appear to be. So Highhorn is the kind of the northern tip of the island here. We'll send that to the map layer. So there's a shipwreck at that end of the island, and the turtles rescued the people on board and brought them in as part of the society. And ultimately, for some reason, this palace was built. And at this point, it is now like just a place of shadow and darkness that kind of mars this island. Quilgok probably knows the most about it of anyone. He kind of ventured close to it as a younger turtle, and was scared off by like the shadows that lay within, basically.
I'm waiting for somebody to say something about the light of the thunder.
I'm doing math right now, so I'm really
So anyhow, basically the turtles think it is haunted and falling apart, and it is a dangerous place, and they are very afraid of like what could be lying inside that could come to grow to inhabit more and more of the island potentially, because it has definitely fallen to darkness. So that is what the older turtles of the island would know.
Sure.
Let's get some rest and go clear it out.
So yeah, I guess Red would spend the evening with the old folks, listening to stories.
Yeah. Okay. So
and trying what they call ale, what they think is ale.
Yeah, it's not what you would think is ale, but it is still alcoholic and tasty, I think. There are a few other rumors, kind of like just as you're talking throughout the evening and being stuff. There are a few other rumors that these turtles are going to kind of tell you about just through conversation. The first is off of Highhorn. It is a common place for shipwrecks, and like on any given day, you can see. Especially when the tide is a little lower, you can see like the masts sticking up out of the water and that sort of thing. So there have been several wrecks there, and it is possible that on board some of those ships there could be treasure or things that the turtles have not. They are not treasure hunters. They have not gone in and tried to find anything with them. The trail south of town is going to be the one that leads you to the Typhoon Palace. It's an old trail that leads you high up into the mountains, up into the to Dengweru. And again, it's haunted. They think that there are evil spirits that watch the place. Someone else is going to mention that while they were hunting for flying snakes in the jungle, they ran into some kind of shrunken zombie-like creatures that were no bigger than children, and ran away from them. So there is something out in the jungle that they are afraid of. Somewhere east of Ahoy Hoy, there is some kind of old shrine in the mountains that belongs to some kind of snake cult that they avoid as well. So those are some of the things that they would tell you about here for this island. So it is up to you what you all would like to do. But that is going to kind of be the stuff you learn over the course of your evening as you spend time with your friendly turtles. But it's going to advance to the next day, and it's up to you what you all would like to do.
Really quick question. The carry capacity, so large means I double what I can carry?
I believe that's correct.
Okay. Because that means I can carry a buttload. And also corn can carry a buttload, so...
So we are in need of buttloads.
So, if anybody is dangerously close to carrying too much, you can give it to Corn or me, and, we will be cool.
So you two can carry whatever spoils Jairus Cousteau manages to pull up off the shipwrecks.
Nice.
Yes.
Do they sell any buttloads in town?
No, they do not.
Coconuts.
Only coconuts. 80 pounds of coconuts.
I'd say that's a buttload of coconuts.
Fair
So
enough.
how much money would that
It is.
cost in terms of, like, ration-wise? Is it just, like,
5 silver for a ration, right?
Yeah. Each
so it's
each
just
ration.
the normal?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
cool.
But the
About
coconut.
80 rations, I guess, right?
Yeah, but the coconuts are not what you're just typical rations are not nearly as delicious and delightful as a coconut.
Cool.
Wait, one coconut counts as a ration?
I mean, yes, but it's a more delicious sort of thing.
Holy heck! I am trading them.
And they're a lot heavier.
Oh, okay, I see.
They're a lot heavier, and the cost per coconut is higher.
Ah.
But
okay.
can you really put a price on deliciousness?
Price on coconut. On these lovely bunch of coconut.
I think I am the second poorest person in the party right now, so I can't put a price on that.
Second poorest? I think you might be one of the poorest.
So, just in a real-world fun fact, in case anyone is wondering, more people actually die from coconuts falling on their head than from shark attacks.
Holy cannoli, Batman.
That's because sharks are nice people, and we should stop demonizing them.
And
Pretty
coconuts
much.
are mean.
Never
Coconuts are-
stand under a palm tree.
Yeah.
So, also, if my math is right, I can carry 480 pounds, and corn can carry 540.
Nice. Yeah.
I can carry 120 pounds. 120.
Yeah. Yeah. Coconuts kill about 150 people a year from falling on them. So, worldwide.
Wow.
The more you know.
Ba-da-da-da.
I'm ready to get the heck on the road and kill these bad guys.
Yes, murderize things.
Let's go.
Where do you want to head? What is your goal here? What are you straight off to the Typhoon Palace?
I assume Jarvis wants to destroy
I
the
think so.
evil as quickly as possible.
We all want to destroy the evil.
All right. Well, it's going to take about let's see. Each hex is 5 miles. It is not hard, so it's going to take about half a day to move up the coast into the mountains up to Dengweru, the Typhoon Palace. It is nestled in the mountainous region, just southwest of a volcano that belches smoke into the sky. And Quilgok will accompany you down towards this thing. But as you get closer, you can tell he's getting kind of more trepidatious and worried. And as you get closer, he's gonna kind of pull Jarvis aside and look. I'm not the fighting kind. I'm more of a wilderness guide. If it's all the same, I'd rather not go in there. It's... Well,
You don't need to say anything else. Gogok, you're a lovely companion. We'd love to have you, but be safe. You'll be safe.
he's gonna look relieved as you say that, and just kind of hang back a little. Like, you can tell he's torn, like that. But it, he kind of has a frame of reference from his childhood, and he cannot overcome that fear, I think. So, let's see here. I think you all are going to approach the storm
Where
palace,
is
the Typhoon
I
Palace.
can't actually see it on the map. Is it covered by
Sorry,
nameplate?
it's right there. It's right underneath where your marker was.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, there. I'll offset the marker. That should work better for you.
I have a transparent marker that I use in my games. If you want to look at that later.
Yeah, later we can definitely look at that.
Does the palace have a water gate? Can you actually just sail in? Or is that just cartoon?
No, so here's kind of what you can see as you come up on this place. Let me describe what you guys are in for. Let's see, and you should be able to see here as this page loads. You should be able to see all around the edges of this thing, right? Like you can see all of the water and stuff as well.
I can see water
Yeah.
here, but the
No, but
dynamic,
the dynamic lighting.
shadow is really bad.
You should
All
see.
of these things in here are shadowing everything down around.
Ah, I see what happened. I thought I had set up. Let me just double check something. Did I not put... All right. Well, all right. So, very well. I'll explain kind of what you're seeing here. As you approach the Typhoon Palace, it stands at the kind of built into the cleft of this mountain hillside that is here by the ocean, and the surf pounds against the base of the cliff here. What you're seeing as you look at this. Let me just look here. What's happening is that there is the sea kind of rushes in. It's the palace is actually built over over where the water crashes into it here. So there is not necessarily an entrance, but there is. I mean, there is an area where the water flows in and under the Typhoon Palace. And as you approach, you can see that the surf beats very hard against all of this, and that spray and waves kind of pound through this area. So that is certainly something that you could look at, as if you wanted to try to approach from the water. That is something you can definitely look at. But coming in from the north, as you were doing, you kind of come up these terraced levels that are leading you up to what would normally be the main entrance of the Typhoon Palace. And what you see here is there's kind of a covered portico. It's ruined at this point. There's light filtering through it. You wind up through the trail that clings to the mountainside, and it comes along the coast, which is built about 30 feet above the sea level. And you can see, the waves crashing below. And you see the entrance colonnade here. There's vine-wrapped pillars that lead to stone double doors that are carved with foamy waves that part in the middle. You can see that sections of the portico have fallen in, and there are palm trees and ferns that have kind of sprouted in between the flagstones. There's little harmless lizards skittering around that run away from you as you approach, and they use the shade of the portico as a den area for themselves. And east of the portico, so over to this side of things, there is a 10-foot tall statue that is choked with vines. And you can kind of see that it has the head and torso of a woman, and there's a twisting wave of water where her legs should be. And to the west, you can see that there is an overgrown garden terrace that overlooks the thundering sea below.
Do I recognize the statue at all?
Yeah, I think you absolutely would. It is definitely definitely Umberlee.
Yeah, so upon arriving here, Jarrus is going to seem a bit more agitated, be more agitated. He's going to choke up on his weapon and be on guard.
I think that's fair. So what all would you guys like to do?
I'll turn to Jaharis. of all of us, you know Umberly, well, not only the best, but you're the only one who knows about this being of malignance. Is there a certain type of... I don't know. How does she like to kill us best?
Lord, would I have any knowledge about how Umberly would like to kill us best?
Roll a religion check. Or a history check. For you, I mean, those are kind of the same thing. Yeah, and definitely you have advantage on this. Sorry, I meant to actually say that.
If he was a ranger, Umberly would be his...
A 14.
Yeah, with a 14. So you would definitely know some basics about Umberly, right? She is basically the evil sea goddess, right? Here, her symbol is usually a couple of waves crashing and parting, which kind of makes sense for the statue, kind of the base of it being these waves parting, and then you're also looking at those doors and seeing, like, you know, if there's waves on them and they split in the middle, like this place definitely has the sense of Umberly across it to you. She is often called the Bitch Queen. That is her preferred personal title. That's what she asks her followers to call her.
I would also like to be called the Bitch Queen.
Her followers are usually sailors or people traveling by sea, and not because of any particular love of her, but generally more of the fear of what she can do while at sea. And her big thing is, like, she loves to drown people. That's her thing. Any type of drowning brings people into her domain, and so that would be that would certainly be something that you would be aware of, I think. Now, whether or not that's something that's going to happen here or not is a hard thing to say, but that's kind of her thing at sea.
Done, the enemy god is the worst. You will be grappled by tentacle appendages, hunted down by... I blanked on what they're called, because they have the hardest name.
The Sahagin and Krakens. Like, these are also creatures that would worship her, definitely.
Sahagin, you will find a watery death.
I wish I could breathe underwater right about now. Well, with that, I am highly encouraged and totally ready to go in there and do this thing.
Yes, with my heavy armor that could sink very, very quickly.
Yep, good thing you upgraded it.
Do we have magic that can make us fly or breathe underwater?
Well, I can learn that a little while from now if
I don't believe so.
keep learning about nature, but not yet.
Well,
I
after...
have something that might help one of you. It's a potion of growth. It may or may not be relevant, but if there's a rise in water level, maybe it'll help you keep your head up.
I look at Red. He is the smallest one.
I'll give the potion of growth. I'll hold it out to Red. You want this?
Sure.
Well, after you, Jaharis.
Gladly. Sorry, I have to do this whole holding a button down thing. I begin to march into the temple.
I'll follow behind him with corn right behind me.
I become Galia's shadow.
Sky will put himself behind either Vorn or the giant tiefling lady, whichever one is more handy. Since he's not wearing armor, he's going to use them as armor.
All right, where are you guys headed? What is the plan?
Okay, so I'm bringing you up the back.
Towards the
Are we just going in the front door?
Can I keep an eye out if there's anything suspicious? Anybody that looks like they're not a friendly fellow?
Yeah, go ahead and roll a. Why don't you roll a perception check for me?
All right.
Seems like we would all pretty much be on our guard at this point, right? This is us spoiling for a fight.
Yeah, definitely.
Righty. Doo-doo-doo. Come on. Okay. First.
So I'll make my way up to the door, and is it open?
Well, let's have Galia do her perception check real quick.
I just submitted it.
Because I just want to make sure. There we go. 7.
Oh, good.
Okay, yeah. So you're you're not spotting anything. I think you're like so tense, like you're not looking at anything. Jarvis, yeah. As you approach the door, and you probably press against it, and yeah, the door is going to kind of creak, and just make this rasping sound, but it will begin opening if you wish it to do so.
Yeah, I will open my the door, and then with my glaive in both hands, pointing forward, wielding it in a sort of spear form, make my way inside.
Okay. So as you step into this room, you see an antechamber here, and there is you see in this room there's a torch mounted, or a torch bracket. There's not actually a torch in it, but it's mounted on the west wall here, and the south wall there is a heavy iron portcullis there that is currently closed. And blocking your way south. Looking through it, you can see into an area that looks like there's a large table in the middle of it, and you can see that there's a rusty iron chandelier hanging in the ceiling above what was probably kind of a grand dining table at one point. You can see that there's a little bit of light that kind of dapples in and out of the room through some holes in the roof. And you can see, like, just off in the distance, there's a few little birds flying, probably just little jungle birds that have made their way in here. Other than that, there's just kind of detritus everywhere. And you can see at the end of this area, there's a wooden staircase that climbs about 5 feet to a raised gallery that is here at the end of this room. And you can see towards the end of the room inside here, there's a couple of closed doors off of this gallery.
All right, so, everyone, get in here. I'm gonna find a way to open this portcullis. Can we just do like investigation checks or anything?
Sure. Yep.
Open it.
Yep.
That torch is a lever.
Yeah, you can definitely investigate that if you want, or pull on it, or whatever you would like to do.
Yeah, I'll pull on the torch. Why not?
Yeah, there's not actually a torch in it, but you pull on it and nothing happens. It seems securely fastened into the wall.
Yeah. I don't suppose you know anything about this goddess that would make the gate open.
I would like to ask the Wand of Secrets if there's anything around here that I should spot.
Sure, remind me exactly what the Wand of Secrets does for you.
That's a fantastic idea.
It's a big middle finger to the DM.
Well, I mean, I did hand it out. I just don't remember specifically what it is.
Yeah, I'm going to have to look at it again, too.
Within
Karen?
30 feet of you, when you spend the charge, it points to the nearest trap or secret door, or like...
All right, keep in mind you have 3 charges before it expires. So...
But
Secret.
it gains regains 1d3
3
charges per...
Yep, per day. Yep. Just making sure you're aware of that, though. Basically, you'll have 2 charges left. So you expend this charge, and it kind of like things ping out, and like nothing reverberates back to you. It doesn't seem like there are any traps or secret doors within 30 feet of you here.
Well, it didn't help us get through, but at least we know it's not trapped.
Does it look like something we could cut through the bars? Like, do they look old and worn, or...?
No, this is actually a very sturdy craftsmanship here. I mean, this is an incredibly well-constructed iron gate.
All right, I will just look around the area, see if there's anything we missed then. You want me to roll perception or investigation?
I might have missed this. Was there a padlock on it or anything?
There's not a padlock, no. And it like looking at, like, you can even see like the lifting mechanism at the top looks like it's intact. It's just down currently, and being able from the outside you can't get to that. Like it's well on the other side.
Can we see anything inside the room that looks like the lever?
No, you cannot.
I don't know if you guys heard me, or Lauren, did you hear me?
I did not hear you.
What kind of roll do you want me to make? I had asked to see if I had missed anything. Do you want me to roll a perception or investigation?
You can roll an investigation. That's fine.
Nope.
Nope, you do not spot anything else here.
Jaharis, perhaps we just lift the gate.
Yeah, I think that that might be an idea. And I'm actually going to pull out my crowbar to try to make an athletics check against this gate to try to get past it, either like breaking it, bending it, or lifting it, however I can.
Mm-hmm.
Can I help too by helping lift things, adding the muscle behind it?
Yeah, so guidance, and then, so this is going to be an athletics check, I think. With advantage, because of all of the help and you can add your proficiency or whatever to it, because of the, using the crowbar.
The crowbar itself gives me...
Just gives you advantage.
Advantage by itself. I'm already proficient with athletics.
Gotcha. Yeah, okay. Yeah, go ahead and...
21.
21. You are going to... You just get a little bit of leverage on it, and like you're able to push it up, like between all of you, just push it up like a couple of inches, but like it just... You do not have enough strength to raise. It is just massive amounts of weight.
Oh yeah, it's 25.
Oh, is that a 25? Hey, well, with a 25...
Oh, yeah?
With a 25, you would be able to lift it. Just enough for people to be able to kind of slip through it. Yes.
All right, everyone through. I'm just gonna hold it there.
Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move everyone to the other side. Now, here's the thing. It's enough for all of the human types to move through. It is not enough for Shield Guardian Vorn to move through.
Can Vorn try and lift it even higher, Galia?
Yeah, can Warren make a check to try to hold it enough that he could through?
I will give him an athletics check. I mean, for him it's just a strength check, I'm sure. But yeah, you can give him a strength check to see what he can do.
So this isn't a wall around, right? This is just like the edge of the gallery that's around?
Correct. Yeah, like you're sunk in about 5 feet into the floor here, and there's steps leading up onto the gallery above you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we could just go around here and turn this crank.
Yeah, you could also just do that. That is a crank.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's not. Don Greetervorn is not able to lift it high enough on his own.
Can he at least maintain the height that it was at? That like he can keep the gate open?
Well, we can crank it open. We found out. I forgot that we could. Yeah.
Oh, whoopsie.
So is that something you all would like to do? Who is headed over there?
I will. Where is the crank exactly? I can't see it. If that's something I should be able to see. Okay, yeah.
I'll head over with the Dawn.
Yeah. The Dawn is keeping care not to look at the floor, make sure there's no like traps or anything. I guess he's watching.
There's nothing in 30 feet.
Okay. Yeah.
I guess.
Nothing in 30 feet that was within sight.
Yeah. So are you climbing up the side of the embankment to get up there, or were you guys going down the stairs and then up and around?
Yeah, it's like 5 feet, so I would just climb up the side of it.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, there's this crank here that looks like it is probably the control mechanism for this portcullis, and you guys begin cranking it, and it's going to make a pretty solid rasping sort of noise, but it is going to raise this portcullis up, which would be enough for.
Do you want it quieter?
What do you have oil or something?
I think it's too late. We've already made the noise.
Yeah,
You've got fish oil.
we already started cranking it.
Jars just like makes a fist and drips fish oil onto it.
There's coconut oil.
So this portcullis is raised. Let's just go with that.
I'd like to take a look at this. Did you say it was a sarcophagus or an altar?
It's a table. It's a large table.
Table. And is there anything on the table? Are there any like markings or anything?
It's really just a large, like it's a solid, like it's been carved out of a single tree, so it's like massive, and from that sort of standpoint, but there's no insignia or anything carved into it. And this looks like maybe it was at some point like a feast hall or something like that. You're not seeing any particular items on the table. It's just general kind of debris and you know the ravages of time through here. So what you do see from inside, there are 3 doors. There's one to the northwest, one to the southwest, and there is another door to the northeast. And then there's kind of a pile of rubble here that is kind of a wall that has fallen in, is what you can see here.
Can we see anything through a hole that the wall has fallen in, or?
What's happened really is like the roof has collapsed here, so there's not it's not really possible to see through at that point. You could try to clear out the collapse if you wanted to, and that might open it up.
We do have Thorn.
Because we raised the thing, does that mean that corn made it through, or
Yep.
I didn't really understand most? Cool.
Yep.
Can Corn and I work together to get rid of some of the debris in that area then?
Sure. Yeah, you can work on that. If you would like to do that, it's going to take. It's not something I need you to make like a strength check on. It's just going to take time. Like that's honestly the bigger thing here. Like it's probably going to take a couple of hours to work on this.
Do we want to work on
This
that?
is a safe place before we.
What time?
Yeah.
What
We
time
have enough doors to
arrive
check
here?
that we don't need to do that.
Right now it is midday. It's like noon when you got here.
What were you saying, James?
I was just saying, perhaps it makes more sense to take a look around, make sure that secure the immediate area before spending time clearing the rubble.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Well, who wants to open door number 1?
I will try it. she'll go walk towards this one up here.
As she's walking towards it, Adon is going to cast thaumaturgy and just cause it to like fly open right in front of her.
Can I? What kind of check do I need to make to know that it's doing that?
I mean, Adon, I'll cast the spell. He's not trying to hide it. He just like I mean, you recognize the incantation as he like causes the door to fly open.
She'll turn and
As long as it's unlocked.
Yeah, as long as it's unlocked.
Let me see. I'm verifying to see if it's unlocked or not.
I imagine she like hears him start saying it, and she just kind of slowly turns, like.
Yes, it is. It is unlocked, so it is just going to are you targeting both doors? Because there are technically double doors here. What are you after?
I mean, I just assume that the spell can open both doors at once.
Okay. Yeah, we'll do that. That's fine. It's going to fling open in front of you, and it's going to reveal a kind of an overgrown area, kind of full of jungle plant life. You'll see kind of in the middle of this room there is like a sunken bath that is choked with plant life, and you can see that the walls in here have been plastered, and they're set with colorful coral branches and shells, and then there's plants just kind of erupting out of the flagstone floor, and there's a bat fluttering around in this room that you have startled with the door.
She'll just kind of turn and just be like, really? While we are here inside of this temple, you do something scary like that? And then she'll just kind of walk into the room and look around and
It's
see if
alright.
she spots anything.
I'm sure you will get your revenge at some point.
Okay. What are you looking for here? Like, are you just searching the room, or?
Specifically, she's looking for like any evil creatures. Like, if it seems like there's been anything that has other than like natural fauna around.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Alrighty. And we are perceiving. And we are not perceiving. We are not perceiving anything.
Yeah.
There are nice plants.
Yeah. You see a lot of plants. You see probably some little harmless lizards kind of darting about or hanging out on little branches. You see some spiders and snails in this room, but no, you're not noticing anything else.
This guy is just barely keeping himself from chasing these lizards around.
Then she'll just keep walking. She'll walk kind of around this little sunken bath then.
Mm-hmm.
And just kind of examine it, see that there's nothing spooky going on, and then kind of head what she sees is like right there.
Yeah, there's basically there's a hole in the wall here. It's a clearly opened crack in the wall, and you can see outside. You're up about 5 feet on a terraced level here, and you can see that outside it leads down to the statue of Umberlee that you can see from outside.
Alright, it does not seem like there is anything else inside of this. You should check the other doors.
So we could have just come in that way.
Mm-hmm.
Like
So is this the center area? You said it's like a pool?
Yeah, it used to be like some kind of bath, probably, but you're not seeing... I mean, at this point, it's not a bath. At this point, it is very much a terrarium almost, right? Like it's a planter. Do you want to take a look at it? Are you trying to like search it, or what are you? Okay, roll me a perception check or an investigation check, I should say.
This guy will actually climb down in there and take a look around.
Okay, yeah. Maybe chasing a lizard into it or something.
Never mind.
Wow.
Too many lizards distracting me.
No.
Nope. You,
We
you,
are really great at seeing things, guys.
you guys find
I
nothing.
really see if there's anything in this room. Can I roll as well?
Sure.
All right.
Maybe somebody someday will see something.
I mean, if we all get ones, then it's not meant to be. But I just want to see if we can all get ones.
Vorn, investigate this tub.
Yeah. Oh, hell.
Lauren is screwing with our rolls right now.
Oh,
Lauren's adjusting the quantums.
Adon runs back in and does a perception check. Dear God. Dear God.
Everybody get your bad rolls out of the way. So okay, so this is the funniest part of this.
There's nothing
Tom.
in here.
There's nothing in the room.
There's nothing in here.
No, so here's the funniest part of this. Your 13 is literally the DC to find this thing. Like
Nice.
you matched it. So if you had rolled a 12, it still would have been an empty room. All right. So everyone else is filing out of this room. Adon comes in and is like, just you people, whatever, and it just kind of marches up to the pool and takes a look in it, and someplace on the other side from where Red and Sky were, you see a little object buried kind of deep within the plants, and pulling it out, it's going to be a little silver. It's on a silver chain, and there's like a little pendant at the end of it, and it looks something like this.
Oh.
That's a pretty necklace. I'd wear that.
That's an evil Emberly necklace.
You have to paint your fingernails black if you wear that necklace.
I would gladly do that.
Adon pulls it up and says, "Oh look, someone dropped the queen bitch's pendant," and he will pocket it. I will just have this for safekeeping. Stuff.
All right. Yeah, you have a symbol of Umberlee in your inventory now.
He like sheepishly walks past Jaharis, hoping not to make eye contact.
Sorry, I can't hear you, James.
Be careful, Adon. Don't do anything stupid.
Well, it's not like I would say. Well, I almost said it. Never mind. I won't do anything stupid. I was definitely going to say it's not like I would say all hail Umberlee while pouring blood over the amulet or anything.
So where do you head next?
Did we decide not to clear the rubble?
Yeah, it'd take a bit.
We'll come back to that maybe.
Yeah, if we need to.
Assuming you're alive to get back here.
What does that mean?
What?
That's my cry of sadness.
So, like, I was perfectly okay with Adon dying, but now that he's, like, shield buddies with Galia, I really don't want him to die.
Imagine how much you would not have wanted him to die if you had bought the little rabbit.
I need to come back for the rabbit. That's another reason I don't want him to die.
Can we look at this door and see if it has anything suspicious?
Sure.
Everything is suspicious now.
You absolutely can look at the door.
Hold on. After seeing how Galia inspects things so nonchalantly, he's going to, like, point obvious things out to her and use the help action to give her advantage on the perception check.
like Galia, this is a door. You should open it, or you should check it out.
Here are the hinges.
Sometimes they open. There's a latch. There's a.
Wow, doors. They're incredible. Who would have thought that we could have had a way one room
Do we want to check the door that's closest to the outside first and then work our way in, or do we want to check the one that we're at first?
We're already here.
So Akalia checks this door. She is not picking up any traps or anything on the door itself.
Then I will open the door.
Or general area. Yeah, this door... Again, the door opens. It makes a little creaking noise as you open it. Because it's been closed for a while. But this room opens, and you can see into a small room. There is a stone pedestal that stands atop a circular dais in the middle of the room. Atop the pedestal, facing the double door that you just came in, is a 10-inch tall wooden statuette of a woman holding a trident with a shark's tail instead of legs. On each wall, you see on the north and south wall, you see 4 iron torch brackets. And the walls kind of are damp and covered with peeling plaster, and set with, again, the colorful coral branches and starfish. And there is a narrow window that looks out towards the sea on the far wall.
I'm gonna walk towards that window just to kind of take a peek out.
Mm-hmm.
And be like, "Hi, fish," and just kind of not crossing. Like, I'm walking around the pedestal. I'm not stepping on it at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you look out and you can see out into the out to where the surf crashes at the base of the palace. And if you look down, you can just see there's a small ledge that you can't get out this window. It's the window is too small to get to it, but there's a small ledge outside the window.
It's made of peeling plaster, you said?
The wall has like peeling plaster coming off of it. I mean, all of the walls in here are stone and very very well constructed. Like, this place looks like it has been built like to sustain a hurricane almost. Like, this place is a fortress.
This place looks like a fortress.
Yeah.
Adon pulls out his longsword, and it's like engulfed in black shadow for a second, and it turns into a great hammer, just a big frickin' hammer. We could walk along the ledge if I made this window a bit bigger.
I would definitely help you with that. We could perhaps make it so that we could walk through it.
Yeah, I mean, Adon will turn to Jaharis. Do you think that will invoke the bitch queen's wrath?
So far, I think this is just a building with some ugly statues in it. I think you can decorate however you see fit.
Yeah, Adon will motion for Galia to step back, and he's going to try and smash a walkable.
Hold on a minute before you start knocking things down.
Oh.
If it's after midday right now, is there a shaft of sunlight coming through this narrow window by chance?
Yeah, there is a shaft of sunlight that comes in through the window by chance.
Does it look like it's going to cross any markings or onto any of these plinths that are around the room?
Go ahead and roll. I like where your head's at. Go ahead and roll me some kind of maybe a perception or investigation check, I guess. This this room looks like it is designed definitely for this window for the light to hit the statue and to kind of backlight it a little bit during the afternoon. But it is not. It doesn't really look like there's any particular. There's nothing. The statue is not like holding up a crystal that needs to a light to bounce through it or something like that. You're not picking up any Indiana Jones vibes off of it.
Okay, it was worth a try.
But
That was a really smart thought.
But I really like where your head's at, and I think you definitely need to keep those kind of things in mind as we continue to play.
Noted.
Is everyone okay with me, as Sky said, redecorating?
I'm sorry, was there any other exit out of this room?
There's no other exit out of this room.
What do you say we check this other room, the other door out of the main gallery first, then we'll start redecorating.
Fine.
It's pretty solid stone, so good luck with that.
The magic hammer, break all.
That's a handy hammer.
All right. So you head up. How is Jarrus feeling in this place at this point? I can't hear you yet.
Sorry, can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay. I mean, Jarrus is not happy. He's on edge. This statue, I'm guessing that this is a Sahagin? Or Sahagin? I don't know how to say it.
It is a representative statue of Umberlee, actually. It's carved out of driftwood and painted.
Okay. Can I desecrate it?
If you would like to.
Okay, I would like to walk up to this statue to Umberlee, and I just want to push it over if I can.
Okay.
So it's driftwood, right?
Yep. All right. What I need you to do as you do that, everyone who's within 20 feet of it, which these are 10-foot squares, so that's going to be Galia and Jarrus at this point. I need you to make a.
Thank you.
Yeah, I need you to make
Not dexterity.
a dexterity saving throw, please.
What, do you mean with that great armor you have on? What are you worried about?
Is this as I'm?
Oh, sorry, you cut out partway through, Jarrus.
Is this dex save as I'm walking up to it, or as I'm desecrating it?
As you're desecrating it. Basically, as you begin to topple the item, there is a glyph that has been. Yeah, there's a glyph that was inscribed on the statue that triggers as you push it over.
I failed. The glyph has gotten me. That's my pushing over roll. Let me do the dex.
Okay.
Do I have to do any kind of disadvantage with this? My armor? I think I do.
I think the armor only gives you disadvantage on stealth.
Okay. Let's hope and pray to Lathander.
The armor should give you a maximum dex modifier.
Well, it's heavy, so there's no dex modifier.
Yeah.
Lathander.
So this
If it's
glyph
heavy.
on this is going to trigger as this pushes over, and magical energy is going to burst out from it, and thunder is going to ring out from this statue as it falls to the ground and cracks in half. You do manage to destroy the, to break the statue, but you are going to take 17 damage.
Don will rush back when he hears that.
Golly will just kind of fall to the ground and then look at him and just be like, "What? Why?
What happened? Everyone okay?
Can't hear you, James.
I'm sorry. What? All I can hear is ringing.
I said, 5, would you?" And she's probably speaking way loud. Like, she normally speaks pretty loud. This is her, like, 10 times loud.
I'm sorry. I didn't think that would happen, and I was just. I
What?
wanted to do something about.
I can't hear you.
What?
Don will pull out the holy symbol of Umberlee, and he said, "Well, since we are all being stupid right now," he'll hold it aloft and say, "All hail the bitch queen."
And we can't hear him.
Yeah, I'm still yelling at Galia. I haven't noticed your Tom.
Yeah. And she, like, sees him. I think
Maybe
she sees him
Umberlee
with
notices
faces.
me, though.
We'll see.
Maybe I'll take some levels of cleric.
Nothing has happened yet.
If these two don't look like they're going to die right this instant, is there anything on the plinth that was under the statue that he broke?
No, there is not.
There was probably some material component gem dust, but other than that. Yeah, Don's gonna walk up to the other door. And he'll push it open. If it'll allow him to push it open.
It will. It will indeed.
I'm going to go up to Gallia and give her one of my potions of healing, and I'm going to use my other one.
At this point, Adon, like, he's gonna tuck it under his chainmail, but like, he put on he put on the holy symbol because he thinks that it might offer him some sort of protection.
Okay.
And it looks like there's beds in here.
Yeah, so stepping into this room. This room, it has a number of beds, couches, other furnishings. It's all a little bit dingy. It's all seen kind of better days because there is also, a lot of refuse and just disarray in this room because there is a window to the west that is open, basically, and looks out towards the sea. Now, this window would be large enough for you to climb out of, if you wanted to.
Does you include Vorn?
It does not include Vorn. It would need to be a small or medium creature.
Adon's gonna rifle through the refuse, though.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll me a investigation check. Yeah, it all seems just like junk to you. Stuff from the jungle that has blown in or been carried in by, cockatoos or something like that. Parrots. Yeah, there's a token action for it, Gallia.
Yeah, Adon will leave the room. I'm going to go use my sledgehammer now.
So you're not going to go out this window, you're going to go break the other window?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I can see where it leads. Like, there's stairs back down. Like, it just goes back around the front, from what I can see.
Why don't we just go around?
There's nothing here. There's nothing connecting them around.
Why don't we go out the front and come back up those stairs you're looking at?
I think that we should put a hole in this temple, this palace.
Like I said, I don't know if you guys can see my pings, but I can see this area. It's broken over here.
It is broken, but there is still walkway there. It's just a little bit broken.
I would not want to risk the dexterity check that
Yeah.
All right.
knowing my luck.
So the warhammer does the same damage as a greatsword. I mean, not a greatsword, a longsword.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna two-hand it.
Okay.
And swing. Why does it say? Oh, that's why. I think. Let me just Okay, good. We're good. I'm assuming a 13 hits the wall.
Yeah, you hit the wall, and
The wall dodges.
you're going to hit the wall, and a small chunk is going to come off. It's not a lot that comes off. This is obviously going to take probably again a couple of hours to chisel through a wall like this. This wall is massively thick. Like, to knock a hole in this wall, you're going.
I mentioned the solid part of the place, right?
Well, if you want to work on that, the rest of us can clear some rubble in the other rooms. Maybe we can get 2 jobs done in the same amount of time.
Well, I think concentration of efforts is, well, if something does not bend, I don't have a witty aphorism. I'm just going to ignore it.
Yeah, I mean, I think we could jump the gap, to be perfectly honest. Regular jump.
Yeah, golly, if you have a strength score of 16, you can take a running jump and jump your strength score.
And not deal with dexterity stuff?
Yeah, because if... Yeah, well, that's... well,
I mean,
that would be a standing jump.
Yeah, they're 10-foot squares. That's going to be... A 30-foot jump is a hard jump to do.
Well, you said that there's an area here, right?
But that...
Yeah, I mean... To land on a small area is going to take some dexterity as well.
Dexterity.
So...
How far down is the water?
It's about 30-ish feet down below you.
And what is this? What is this thing?
What is what thing?
I'm pinging it. I don't know if I can...
Sorry, hold on. Let me zoom out a little. I was zoomed in pretty far. Yeah, that thing out in the water. Those are rocks and things that are being hit out in the middle of the surf, I guess is the right word for it. It's kind of creating a breaking.
Okay.
Sorry. I have a thought.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to go. I'm going to move myself over there. Roll 20 is a little bit slow right now, but I'm going to move back into the room with all of the foliage.
Mm-hmm.
The shrubbery, the room with the wall in it, and I'm going to start to see if I can put together enough like branches and like thatch and wood pieces from all of the shrubs in here to build a plank that's 30 foot long that we can just walk across.
Yeah, I think you would definitely be able to build something. It's probably going to take you probably a good hour or so to build something out. But I mean, there's definitely between this room and like the jungle outside, you could definitely try to put something together, and we'll see how well crafted it is as well. But if you want
two other ideas I would like to throw out there to see if anybody likes them. I have a wand of secrets.
Oh, I think I lost you, Tom. I think you.
So that south wall of the main chamber, of the main entrance, we could see if there's a secret door over there somewhere. Or the room where Jaros has just gone into, the big garden, off to the east of that. We haven't looked around that way to see if there's a back sidewalk around the side.
Does it... And then this window right here that we're dealing with, if we spent some time mashing and crashing, would we be able to get that wide enough to fit the medium creatures at least?
Yeah, it's going to take a couple hours to do that, but yeah, you can spend time.
Adon's actually, if Jaros is going to spend an hour crafting something, Adon's going to take a rest, and he's also, while he's doing that, he's going to search this room. So he'll spend an entire hour searching this room.
Okay. Yeah. You don't actually find anything beyond what you initially started with finding.
Sky will spend the time looking around outside here. This is a big enough gap to walk through, right?
The one outside, yeah. Yep.
And then Golly and Korn are gonna work together, arm in arm, hand in hand, to try on that wall, trying to just make it big enough for at least them to walk.
If you're going to spend a couple hours, what about the rock wall? Does that might actually be into a room of some kind?
Over here?
Yeah.
Lauren, what ability score should I use for constructing a plank?
I think that's a dex. I think that's a dex thing for your construction.
All right.
+3. I'm helping you. +3.
There you go. Yeah. So it's gonna take an hour to build, but you build kind of a nice some kind of ladder. Like it has kind of a ropey texture to it, I think, because you're using a lot of green plants and that kind of thing, and your fronds and whatnot. So it's a little givey. It's not going to be like the most like it doesn't necessarily feel solid to be on it, but you are very confident in your workmanship of it.
How much of this rubble could I have cleared after wandering around outside for a few minutes and seeing that there's a cliff?
For you to do that, where all did you wander, by the way? Just to show me on the map real quick. I'm sorry.
I went right there, just long enough to see that it's cliff all the way outside.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. I wasn't sure if like you went out into the great outdoors or whatever, so...
I thought it was going to take more time because I thought I would end up south of there or east of that room. Gotcha.
Okay, you would probably be able to, on your own, if working on this, you're gonna get about a quarter of the rubble cleared out. If you had in the hour.
What if I convinced somebody to have their shield guardian help me?
Then you'll be able to clear more of it out. But I think the shield guardian is banging on a wall currently.
Oh, I thought just Adon was doing that.
Adon is resting.
Gave up. He's lounging around.
Lazy bum.
So, Golly, here's where we're at. Is that Jarrus is building a ladder to help you over this this rickety area. Do you want to keep banging at this wall, or do you want to try clearing out the rubble? I think that's kind of the...
I'll go over and start clearing out the rubble then.
Okay. All right. So to clear out the rubble between Galia and Mr. Vorn, Mr. Korn, and Sky working on it, it's gonna take maybe like closer to an hour and a half. Jarrus is probably done with his ladder, but you can see that you're making really good headway on this rubble to get it cleared out. So it might be worth it to try to finish it if you want to at the end of the long rest that Adon is taking.
If there's a 30-minute overlap or 30 minutes extra, would that be long enough to constitute a short rest?
I think a short rest needs to be an hour.
Fair enough.
But an hour and a half later, between everything, you have a laddery / crosswalk item, and you have been able to clear out rubble from this area. Definitely enough to be able to get people through. And in this room, you see that again the walls in here are plastered over, and they're just slick with moisture. They're set with colorful stones and starfish and shells and coral branches. And against the east wall of this room, there is a stone sculpture of a giant crab with pincered arms that are hugging a 10-foot wide stone basin. And there's a trickle of water flowing out of the crab's mouth into the basin. And there's holes in the basin's rim that serve as a drain to keep the pool from overflowing. And you can see through a narrow window in the south wall, you can hear the crashing sound of seawater flowing in and out of a cave. And there's you can, if you want, you can look out this window if you like.
After we had the great experience with the statue, Galia is just gonna kind of chill out in this feast hall. Kind of hang back this time.
Nobody knock any statues over while I'm in here, please.
Don't worry about it.
Adon is actually going to go back in the statue room while they're all fawning over that, and he is gonna... Let me see if thaumaturgy can do this. I think I can start a fire with thaumaturgy.
If you want a fire, I can start you a fire.
I believe.
Oh wait, no, I have prestidigitation. I'll just prestidigitate the torches. these 4 torches on.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that. Here, I'm just going to do... I'm just going to do that, and that should give you the light in that room.
But nothing happens.
Nope, nothing happens.
Okay.
Other than this room is now very bright. So, so what is going on over by this crab pool? Red has approached it to investigate it. Yeah.
I will tell them that I can see out this window into a cave with the surf crashing into it. And then there's a really rickety-looking wooden bridge to the east of our location, but no apparent way to get to it from here.
Yep, absolutely. Roll me an investigation check, Red.
Oh, investigation. So good at that.
I would also...
Oh!
Okay, yeah. So as you are looking at this pool, you see that you see that the water in here is actually pure water, like it's clean, maybe like it's been catching rainwater or something like that, because of the holes in here and everything, it has stayed cleaner. And in fact, you also spot in some of the holes within the basin, you spot a couple of crabs that are living inside this thing.
Lunch.
Mm-hmm. Can I see if there's any, like some kind of, like where the water's coming from, like from the crab head? Is it a fairly big opening type thing? Or?
It's a pretty small opening. It's just kind of, it's a trickle of water that's just coming out of the mouth. And so there's probably a cistern somewhere that it's draining from.
Yeah.
What is that thingy on the wall I just painted?
Yeah, I think it's just a bench against the wall.
Okay.
So, wait, so in this main hall, there was the chandelier that was hanging up high, and then there's this table, and then was there one other thing there?
The portcullis?
Yeah, the whole area in here. I thought one more.
I think the gallery around was the last thing.
Oh yeah, there's the gallery, the raised gallery up around it.
Gotcha.
Adon is going to light the chandelier.
Okay, yeah, you do that, and it lights up. You know, there's still some candles and things on it that would give light. Here, I'll throw a torch into the room. Brighten things up for you a little bit.
I think Jaharis's walkway is completed. Maybe there is a way around.
Yeah, and I think this is my best yet. I'm getting better at this, guys.
Fantastic.
I feel like there is one more thing in here, although I do not know what it is. Perhaps it is in the room with the pool or something. I don't know. I just feel like
What was the concentric circles in the pool room?
In the pool room? Which one is the... Oh, that's just like a basin there.
All of these rooms, except for the statue room, has a pool. Kind of.
Is the basin empty?
Yes.
Can I grab an empty water skin and take some water from the crab pool and put it in the basin?
Sure, yeah. As you dip the skin in and kind of your hand goes into the water a little bit, several of the crabs are going to scuttle out up towards your hand. What do? You pull back.
Yep.
Okay. As you pull back, they kind of stop and go back into their hole.
Don will ask Red what happened, why he...
Oh, there's some crabs in the pool here, so you put your hand in the water and they come after you.
Don's going to put his hand in the water.
Mm-hmm. The crabs will scuttle towards your hand. Do you leave it in the water?
Yeah.
Okay. The crabs come over and start. They basically start.
Pinching me?
Yeah, almost like little pinches, but it's not like painful or anything, and you can tell after just a couple of seconds, like they are cleaning you, like they're trying to clean off your skin and help you clean up a little bit.
Oh,
It's a bath.
I'll put my other hands in there.
Yeah, more little crabs come scuttling out of it and go over and start grooming your other hand.
Oh, look.
That's so cute.
While they're distracted doing that, I'm gonna do what I tried before: was get some water in a water skin, and put it in the basin.
Yeah, you put water in the basin and nothing really happens. Other than the basin is now much more wet than it was.
As they investigate the friendly crab friends, I just want to, like, look along the walls and see if, like, recognizing, I guess, some of the religious imagery of it, or, like, I don't know, just, like, looking at the walls. Just being like, oh, trying to learn more about Umberly and her whole dealio.
Yeah. I mean, you definitely kind of reflect on all of that. I mean, if you want a religion check, you can do that and see if there's anything specific you can try to learn.
Yay!
So you're looking at all of this and you realize, you know, the giant crab is where specifically are you looking, by the way?
She's just kind of looking at the walls in this feast here.
Yeah.
Just kind of like walking the perimeter, like looking at them and just kind of trying, maybe even touching the wall a little bit, just to kind of get a closer look and be like, oh, trying to figure out what things mean.
Yeah. I mean, you're looking at all of this stuff and you're just gathering that, you know, this place is definitely a temple of Umberly. And it's very odd because it has this total craftsmanship and it's been built, in such a strong manner. And you're just trying to figure out, like, what kind of magic and what kind of, what did Umberly do? And you're kind of pulling stuff in and really gathering the kind of the basics of what this place is dedicated to, and it's kind of sinking in, like, if Umberly is this terrible bitch queen and just this terrible creature, like, and if this place is built for her, and there's this much, if it's this strong, like, what is it trying to keep in, what is it trying to keep out, and what kind of power created something like this? I think that's kind of your big takeaway from all of it.
Yeah. And then she'll just kind of look one more time at some of the imageries and then kind of head out towards where we had our little bridge that was gonna get built.
Okay. Yeah. Jarrus puts his bridge down. Now this walkway it extends around the palace here. There's a little walkway leading up from the terraced jungle outside, and it is crumbling here. It's kind of been eaten away by the sea a little bit, but what remains definitely looks structurally sound. So normally I would have you do some kind of athletics check here to get across, but with Jarrus's well-crafted bridge, I think you can lay that across, and it's maybe going to feel kind of treacherous going across, but there's enough support under it and on either side that I'm not even going to have you do a check for it. And so yeah, you're able to move around, and you'll see that I've got a notation. You're 30 feet above the crashing waves below, coming around here. So yeah, you get to the other side, and you find a set of double doors that are closed.
And before I would have I assume Orn can't cross the bridge, so she would just give him the command to, if anything comes in here and is evil, you should attack it and make sure that we are able to leave after.
Yeah, I would give Vorn a chance to cross it, but for someone that large, I would definitely want to do some checks to see if he.
I'm not gonna.
Okay.
Before I try to open this door, I'm just a little bit curious about this. I think it's just like a rock structure out there. Is that correct?
Correct. It is. It has been carved just a little bit to kind of have a little sinister look, almost a little kind of Kraken-esque or whatever. But other than that, it is just a grouping of rocks out in the water.
Yeah, I'll look at the door before I try opening it.
Okay.
I've already had one go off in my face.
Yeah, perception check that.
Can't hear you.
Oh, sorry.
Yep.
I am certain that it is perfectly safe, and I push the door open.
Yeah. The doors open, and you see a large room in front of you. You see in this room there is peeling murals on the wall that are on the plaster walls in here. You can see that there are tentacled sea monsters that are dragging storm-tossed ships to their doom. And set into the plaster are white coral branches and mosaics in the form of sharks that are made of decorative stones and shells. There's pillars that are carved to look like thick strands of kelp that support cracked 30-foot-high dome ceiling up above you. There's 2 pairs of wooden statues of turtle-like humanoids that stand on opposite sides of the room. So that's what these blue things are in here. Between the southern pair, there is a hallway that heads into the south. And there's a dais against the eastern wall that supports a granite throne that is carved to resemble an octopus. Behind the throne is a double door, next to which stands a tall clay urn. Set into the wall opposite the throne is a 9-foot-tall arched window that looks out over the sea.
I'm going to wander over to these double doors behind the throne.
Yeah. One thing, as you all enter this room, yeah. As you all enter this room, as this door flings open, let's actually, before you all come in, I'm going to take you back out for just a minute. What I would like is for Jarrus to make a quick perception check coming into this room.
I've got a bad feeling about.
Yeah, okay, so you didn't notice anything about the door, but as the door flings open, and the light permeates the room, you are going to see something shadowy flit across the room, and it's going to kind of disappear back behind the throne.
Y'all, there's something in here. Behind the door inside, there's a throne, and dive behind it.
Yeah, maybe it is friendly. John will
This way?
Not on that if that were you.
John will slip in. Hello? Is anybody there?
Oh, wee woo.
So you all are stepping into the room. That is the plan for here.
Yeah, go into the room.
All
Wee
right.
woo.
I think so.
Let's see. I just need to see one thing.
I am going to do one thing for Jairus.
Thank you.
What's wrong, Galia?
I don't like the fact that you're so quiet and clicking so much.
Well, you have to make sure. You have to make sure you simulate all the things. All right.
He's building tension, that's all.
You are going to see.
It's one of those unicorn rabbit things.
Yep.
That's definitely exactly what it is. As you enter the room, you're going to see little shapes. They are hiding behind a couple of these pillars that are in the room. And there is another one behind the throne. They kind of flicker in and out of existence. You can barely catch the edge of vision on them. As you enter the room, I need you all to roll initiative.
Uh-oh.
But we're going to save it for next time because we are at our time.
Oh, please, Lauren, please.
Wow.
Please.
So next time we will find out what is going on in this exciting place, whether there are whether there are unicorn rabbits someplace in here for you, or what is going on with the Typhoon Palace of Umberlee.
No XP for our heroes.
Not tonight.
Remember at the end of last session, Lauren said, "Oh, don't worry, you guys will level up next session."
I think Tom deserves some experience for winning a battle earlier tonight.
Yeah, I really think he does.
How much do I get for beating a 4th level PC?
You know what? I will give you 50 XP for that, Tom.
Additionally,
Oh, I lost you, James. Nope, still don't have you.
can you hear me now?
Yep,
Is that better?
gotcha.
Okay. Additionally, we defeated a portcullis and a dilapidated walkway.
I will definitely be handing out both RP and combat experience for defeating this dungeon. But you are also not going into a long rest starting now. So it doesn't really, even if I handed you the XP now, you would not be able to level up. So
Can you give me the XP anyways?
No, we'll give it to you next time.
Okay. Normally we do
Keep
it
the
at the
note.
end of the session.
But what I will do is I will give everybody inspiration because I think there were a lot of good moments tonight. So you all have inspiration heading into the second half of this dungeon for next session. How about that as a compromise?
Oh, wee woo.
We'll need it.
I am not getting a good feel.
Excellent. Cool. Well, everyone, thank you for watching tonight. I hope you have enjoyed our delve into the world of the turtles. I think there's a lot of interesting stuff with this, and I really like this dungeon. I think it's going to get just more interesting from here on out. So, thank you all for watching, and we will see you same time, 8 o'clock Central, next weekend, Saturday nights.
Bye.
A whole week. Ugh.